All right, hey guys, how's it going? Um, Figured I'd bring you a beginner's video. This is take two actually. I did a whole video, 15 minutes worth, and realized I had an issue, so I got to do this over. But hopefully it'll be better than the first one. So what I wanted to do was just go through a beginner's real beginner's guide about this game. Kind of give you just some insight, maybe a couple helpful tips and whatnot. Um, Somebody on Twitter had actually asked if I had any beginner videos or anything to direct them towards to help learn the game, and I don't have any. So that's like it motivated me to make this video. So uh, without further ado, here we go. So once you start the game, you'll be brought to this user interface here, and you have multiple things you can do. You got practice, story, play, which is casual play, or ranked play, solo arena, and versus arena. And I really like Legends for putting solo arena in. Uh, it's a little bit easier, and the rewards are pretty good. You play versus AI, and versus arena, of course, you play real people. Uh, as a beginner, I'd highly recommend doing the story. Obviously, it's really fun. They did a really good job, and you actually get quite a bit of cards from doing it. And one thing I will say when you're going through story or when you're leveling up, make sure this is my profile here. Make sure you research on these races that you get, these races that you can pick, because depending on what race you pick, dictates what cards you actually get from certain points of leveling up. You know, like if you pick a whatever this dude is, regard, or if you pick a regard race, you get regard cards. And I don't know what you get from these. I'll try to find a website or a link to put in the description that gives you an actual breakdown of what you get, or maybe what the best one is currently for what best cards in the game. But if you're patient like me, you will not care and pick which one you want, and then eventually you get all the cards you don't want anyways. So um, yeah, and then since we're on the profile page anyways, here you can see multiple things going on. I really like the layer of detail they let you have in here. One of the things I really like is down at the bottom here. You could see your collection, how many, what your percentage of your collection is, and you could actually highlight over each type of rarity here and see, like epic, I have 41%, and it tells you for each one, which is really cool. And you got your match history over here, your quests, which you only get to have 3 of them, and usually you see an X on the corner if you haven't already tried to replace one of them. You can replace each one per day for different kind of quests. Got your different kind of arena victories here. As you can see, I'm not very good at versus arena. And then what's really cool here is you can click on this and it shows you your best legend, best rank. And this season, for some reason, it's telling me my total wins instead of my uh, best rank. And actually, think that's close. I was down to like 288, I believe this was my rank. So I don't know why it's telling total wins. So because obviously 735 is not the number of wins that you have. That's your legend rank. So, and then of course you can click on this title here, and you can select different titles for these are kind of like achievements. You get these for complete 3 Fighters Guild quests. You get a Fighters Guild associate, which that's really cool. I like that. And then you get your general stats, and this is another layer here of this just detail you can get into. This will help you out if you really want to see your flaws or whatnot. And then of course match history, which is kind of redundant since it's over here on the bottom right. So that's that. And currently there's no chat in the game. You do have a friends list, but you can't chat. I know there's it's been a lot of people asking for chat, in-game chat, which I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna try to stay on target here and show you guys a beginner video. So here you can click on your collection. You have the store, collection, profile, decks to open. You can see I got one pack, or packs to open. I got 1 pack. This is any special offers I got going on. I believe when you first start the game, you'll see a special offer there for I can't remember. It's $10, You get a special pack, guaranteed legendary or something. And then you got the glossary over here, which just tells you about all the different archetypes and other things in the game. Tells you what everything means. Lane rules, card creation, card anatomy. So I'm actually going to show that stuff to you guys. So in here, under collection, you can see that you have strength, intelligence, willpower, agility, endurance, dual attributes, which will be like endurance and agility or something. And then you have a neutral. And depending on what you pick, they have different names, like blue and red, or I'm sorry, intelligence and strength are battle mage, and agility and strength is scout, I believe. But it's not real, you know, knowing that's not a big deal, I guess. Knowing the colors and who, you know, what people you're playing against, knowing what cards are in those colors, or those archetypes, I believe they're called, I don't know, is a good thing to know. And one thing I will say for beginners, just a little tip, is when you do start out, try to focus on building a good cheap aggro deck. That seems to be what's right now the cheapest, easiest deck to make, easiest deck to play, and will get you pretty far. I mean, you can make legend with a good cheap aggro deck, and if you're gonna do it, willpower is probably one of the best ones, or is the best one to start with your aggro. There's a lot of good aggro cards in here. But one card that is key that I will recommend saving up all your soul gems to craft is Divine Fervor, and you can see right here why. And this is a support card. This is something you play that stays in effect the whole game, and it can only be removed by cards that actually remove it. For instance, in Endurance here, under right here, Shadowfane Priest, you can see after you play him, he has a summon, which means you get to do something right off the bat when you play him. And you can silence another creature or destroy an enemy support. And there's other cards in this game that destroy enemy supports. So that card, right off the bat, I would try to craft that one, because there's really not much that can take it out of the game right now. And it's just a powerful card. So I'm not going to go through any deck building in this game. I'm just going to actually jump into practice and show you guys the beginner mechanics of this game. And yeah, so let's jump right into a practice, and let's go into Adept. You can see I was already selected on it because I just played one. You can start with Novice and you work your way up to Expert, and for every win you get in these, like an Expert, you get 15 soul gems for victory in Expert, which can add up, and I think it tops out at 300 and something, so you can only get 300 and something soul gems per day from them. But that's a good way to you know, bump up your soul gems so you can craft. So we're going to jump in with my WMD's deck I created here, which is Weapons of Mass Destruction. It's a Battle Mage deck, and this deck focuses on weapons, obviously. So we're going to hop in and see what we can do. It's strictly beginner video, so win or lose. I mean, I hope I don't lose. So let's see here. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of all these. So this is the start of the game. You get 3 cards that pop up, and you get to choose any number of these cards to get rid of. We're gonna choose all 3 of them and redraw cards, and you only get to do this once. It's a mulligan, I guess you can say. And if you do not start first, you get, like, if we started second, we would have this magic elixir of magicka, which you only get to use once per turn, and it just increases your magicka by 1. It's like a coin, I guess you'd say. And you would have you know, that much more magicka. So fortunately for us, we drew a 1-drop creature, and you can see here it has summon, put a steel dagger into your hand. So as soon as I play this, it'll give me a steel dagger. And the other thing to note here too is, on this side you have what's called the shadow lane, and over here you have what's called the field lane. We're going to drop this in the shadow lane, and when we do, you can see right here, and if I put my mouse it disappears, but you can see there's like these clouds. So this creature has cover, which means it's immune to anything that's in this lane that can attack it. Like if he drops down a charged creature, he cannot attack this. Or if he already had a creature here, he cannot attack this. But it's not immune to spells or removal. He can drop like a, if you had a Murkwater Witch, which agility often has, it would give somebody a -1/1, so he could effectively just take this out with a spell. But we're gonna take our chances. Got a Steel Dagger from it, which is good. And we just click here, and he had even if he hit the elixir for 2, he didn't have any 2-drop creatures. So a couple other things to note on the screen here. You can see up on the top left here, it shows you the turns, what's been played, what's happening, and which is really nice. You got your friend social panel over there. If you highlight over the players, you get to see their, what's that damn thing called, the title. And then of course you can hover over and look at the discard pile. And I didn't even notice this. I knew you could look at your own discard pile, but I did not know you can look at your opponent's. And that's really interesting. There are cards in the game that do revive from your discard pile. So it's really good to know what you have in there. If you have, like I have a card in this game, or in this deck, that actually equips the 2 highest cost weapons that are in my discard pile. So if I were to play that card, not know if I have any weapons, or not remember if I have any weapons in my discard pile, it's not good. But this way I can pull it up and scroll through and see what I have in there. You can see how many cards you got left, and your Magicka right here. So that's that. We're going to go ahead and attack face here. And we're not going to do anything else. We're going to save up our weapons. And the other thing to note here, this is one of the main different things about this game that I really enjoy, and that is the Prophecy and Ruin system. So you can see around the portrait here, there are 5 ruins, and every 5 health that you deduct off your opponent or yourself, you break a ruin. And when a ruin's broke, that person draws a card. And if it's a prophecy card, they get to play it for free. And I don't have any prophecy cards right now, but when I do get one, I'll show it to you. And hopefully we get to have a prophecy card show up so I can explain it to you. So we're going to go ahead and... So his creature did not gain cover because his creature has guard, which means I can't attack face or anything else with that guard creature in play. So it doesn't get cover. And another thing to note here as well, I just dropped down a creature that has charge. Now right now he has cover. If I don't play him, he still has cover. But once I play him, or once I attack with him, he does not have cover anymore. And that's what we're going to do right now. And you can see that his cover is gone.
Do your worst.
And one thing that I will... Wow, it's a big creature. Good thing we have Stone Throw. Oh, nice. We'll be able to take him out. So, one thing I will say, it's common practice to get used to attack face before you play a card, because if you break a ruin and they have a good prophecy from that and they drop it down, it could change things. So if you, like, if I broke a ruin right now and he dropped something that was just majorly game turning for me, I can use my Stone Throw to get rid of him or something, or a removal card to get rid of him. Or maybe it was a card that had 2 health and I could just use one of my other cards here to take him out quickly. So just always think about that when you're breaking ruins. But we're going to do something interesting here. We have 4 mana, or 4 elixir, 4 Magicka, sorry. And we're going to beef up one of these guys. Actually, no, we can't. Yeah, we can. We can use Steel Scimitar. So that'll buff this creature up to be a 4/4, which has more toughness than this creature, so we can use Stone Throw and actually get rid of this creature. Now this goes against the rule I just said, attacking face before I do anything, but in this case it was necessary to buff this guy up to get rid of that card. I guess I could have attacked with my 2/1 to break a ruin first, but we're going to do that, and we're going to save our creature that has more toughness, just in case he plays a prophecy here where we'll need that 4/4.
Do your worst.
So you can see we broke a ruin, and he drew a card, and he did not get to play it because it was not a prophecy. And we're going to break another ruin. no prophecy, so it's good for us. So.
Your coin or your life.
My claws are sharp and thirsty.
So I'm not going to go too in depth with keywords in this game and what it all means, but you can see here that this guy's got a glowing green glowing toughness, which means he's lethal. So whatever he attacks, it's only 1 damage, but if he attacks my 4/4, it's going to take it out because he has lethal. So whatever, it doesn't matter what he touches. It's kind of like death touch in Magic. So we are going to start developing our Alik'r Survivalist. We're going to give up in this lane. I'm not going to do... I could throw a ward on this, but he can just remove it. So I'm going to go ahead and go base.
Do your worst.
And once again, no prophecy. Drop this guy down. And let's go ahead and buff him up. Ooh, that's unfortunate. That sucks. Oh well. Well, we could get to do something cool here. I mean, it's not really cool, but my Whirling... No, never mind. We only have 6 magic. I was going to say we could play Whirling Duelist and equip it with an item, and then it does 1 damage to all enemy creatures. But unfortunate for us. But what we are going to do is attack first. Drop down this guy. Give him... I kind of misplayed that, but oh well. I'm training here. I'm training, damn it. That was total misplay. We're not going to worry about it though. Okay.
My sword hand itches.
We should have saved that steel dagger for a Whirling Duelist, but oh well. Alright, so we are going to abandon that lane. We're going to pop this down here.
Guides my hand.
Get rid of this homeboy. Yeah, and we're not going to attack guard. We don't want to give him satisfaction of drawing a card. Alright, here we have a legendary card. And you get to have 3 of those per deck. You get 3 of each copy. You can shoot 10 different legendaries if you want, but you can only have... You can have up to, just like any other card, you can have up to 3 of them. And then here you have I guess you call it legendary unique, and you can see this little orange-ish globe right in the middle. I'm pointing at it, you guys can't see my finger. But it's right at the top there, and you can only have 1 of those per deck, or 1 copy of those per deck. So we got plenty of health, so we're just going to play around. We're going to drop this over here.
We are ready for battle.
And he's going to do some special stuff here. Cool, I get to silence a creature. Silence that so we can get no card draw. And go face. So we should be able to win this. Okay, so we just activated a prophecy, and you can see that he got to play that for free, and you can see where it says prophecy right there at the bottom of where the text is. So pretty effective. Now he actually gets to benefit from this, or he could benefit if it had the card draw if I didn't silence it, and he probably should have moved that one over, but this is the AI, so they make quite a bit of mistakes. Who am I to talk? I've already made a couple mistakes in this video, so.
I can taste you.
Alright, so
You waste my breath.
I don't have too many prophecies. I could let this game go a little bit more to see if we can play prophecy, but in this deck I don't have very many. And my luck, I do that, we'll end up losing. So here's that Master of Arms I was telling you about. So if I look if right off the bat, if I'm saying, okay, I want to play that, but I don't know what I have in my discard pile, you can see where when I play him, he summons. A Master of Arm equips the 2 highest cost items from my discard pile. So, I don't remember, so it's really good to have this. And you could look in here and see, okay, well, I have a 2 cost, a 3 cost, and you can tell they're items because right here it says item. So I got a 3 cost and a 2 cost, and I got some 1 cost, those won't do anything, another 1 cost, and this is an action. So I know right off the bat if I play it, it's going to give me both of these. It's going to equip both of these, which is kind of cool. It gives me a 1/6 weapon with silence, so I could, you know, silence any one of these creatures. So let's go ahead and do that just to show you guys, you know. And let's go ahead and attack first. Okay.
There's life in this old thing.
And so it has a text up there, say to silence the creature because that was one of the weapons. So we'll go ahead and just, I don't know, just silence this guy. And we'll play this over here.
I ride like the wind.
So it's really cool. I got to show you guys that a good reason why you can see your discard pile. And I don't know if those are. Yeah, so it's interesting that those are not in my discard pile anymore, which for obvious reasons shouldn't be. Because I mean they were discarded, but I just pulled them out of my discard pile, so that's kind of cool. I wonder if when they started this game, if that maybe that didn't happen.
Sign me up.
Alright, and you can see here at the top right of that card it has a green arrow, which means this is a card that you can upgrade. And this card, I believe, it upgrades into Fighter's Guild Recruit, which is a 1/2 guard with lethal, and this is just a 1/2 with lethal. So that's one of the things you'll encounter in the story or going through is upgrading your cards, which is kind of cool. And we're just gonna go ahead and end this game. We'll have a little fun here, and
Give me a blade and a soft throat.
you know, see how far we can buff this dude up. And to win the game. So I hope you guys, I hope I was explanatory enough through that and was able to explain some real beginner features of the game. And yeah, so you can see with the Adept AI you get 10 soul gems. And I'll show that to you real quick before we end this video. If you go into your deck builder here, or you can do it from here, I guess. This actually goes into your deck builder and the current deck that you're in. If you click down here, if you see down here at the bottom, it shows you how many soul gems you have. But if you click here, it'll show you the cards that you do not own as well. And you can craft soul trap all your extra cards, which I thought was really cool. So like, let's do it right now. The only extra cards I have right here is 1 common, so if I do a mass soul trap, I'm only getting 5 soul gems. So there you go. Yeah. So I hope this really helped you guys out. Please subscribe and share this. I don't have very many videos right now, but I will be doing a lot more. I have a lot of great ideas, lots of good videos in the future, deck building and more advanced tips and tricks. So let me know what you thought in the comments. Anything that you want to see, I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the criticism as well. I take it very well. So yeah, I hope that helped, and I will see you guys later. Thanks.